Hey y'all, yes, I'm still in my room because I'm recording this shit back to back. Okay, so this is part two of how they tried Hello Fresh, and then another job was trying to steal my life, and their little minions. So anyway, um, like I said, they sent another group in, right? So it started with this chick named Mimi, and she came to the line and was, doing the recipe cards with me, right? So me and her, we talking, and you know, we ended up getting, a little cool in the moment. Like I said, my friendly little ass, my friendly ass, just being friendly with everybody, right? And so me and her, we started like kind of like we started hanging with each other with them. So um like we go to lunch, when we get ready to go to lunch or whatever, we started all me, so it was me, her, and then remember from part one I was telling y'all about the two guys that we had from the warehouse, right? So they would always watch me, and then one of them, he came and he finally started, well, he came to tell me about one person, the other guy, liking me or whatever. And I told him, I said, if he really want to talk to me or whatever, he need to approach me himself. But anyway, all of us, we ended up getting cool, right? So we all started sitting at the table together. So I think a week or so later, and y'all just listen to the motherfucking story. Y'all will see how all this shit was set the fuck up. Like I done been set up my whole entire life. Okay. If it wasn't by the people at my job, it was my motherfucking family. Okay. So so like I said, we all started, sitting together at lunch. And so, positions started opening up in warehouse. So she had showed me the text that she got. Now, mind you, at this point in time, we would get texts, like if positions open up, or, just information about the warehouse, like updates with like rules and shit like that. So I was only getting like, little updates here and there. I didn't never get like the like if positions open up. So she showed me, and she was like, do you receive a text? I was like, yeah, but I was like, I didn't get that text. So I was like, I had been wanting to get in warehouse or whatever. And so she was like, okay, I'm gonna send you the link, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So she had sent it to me when we went to lunch. So she applied before I did, and she ended up, getting her interview like the day before mine. And she got in warehouse, and then when I finally got in warehouse, we was in different departments. So the department that I got put in, and my job before this, before me leaving production and going to warehouse, I was on this particular line. I think one day I was on Isaac line because Ishmael wasn't there, and when Ishmael wasn't there, I won't know nobody else line but Isaac. And other than that, I wasn't going to nobody else line. Okay. So I was talking to this chick, and she was telling me that she had wanted to, work in warehouse too. Well, no, she told me she had went and worked in warehouse, but then she ended up coming back to production because of how she was treated, right? So basically, the men were, they were, treating the women poorly. And mind you, when the position that I had, it's a very, physical position, because we were manually pulling big ass pallets of potatoes, onions, red and yellow onions. We had like big boxes of apples, which is heavy as fuck. Like these pallets be like 1,200 pounds or more. We had pallets of carrots that we had to pull. The carrots one for us, it will be for what's the damn thing? They go down there and they bag up the carrots or whatever, and then they have them. They'll take them to a line or whatever, and then they'll put them in these little kits. So, so she was telling me, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, hey, all I'm worried about is the money. I need more money than what I'm making. Okay. So I go or whatever. So the first day, I was supposed to meet my manager, but my manager wasn't there. So they told me to go find this certain manager. What was his damn name? I don't know why my high school teacher came in, because for some reason I always would get these two mixed up, and I would always call him my high school coach name. Crazy, right? So damn, I can't think of his name, but I went and found him. And so he was down in the part of the warehouse where they were. So as I'm walking through, they come in up to me and talking to me. So once we was done talking or whatever, I asked them, do they know who he is and where he at? And so they was like, yeah, he down there. So I go down there, and basically, them same carrots that we had to pull, they was coming in on the to the warehouse. And so the guys down there was unloading them, but what they would do, the pallets was high, so they had to like literally downstack the pallet to a certain height. And I'm talking about, these are big ass, 5 pounds, 6 pounds, I don't know, somewhere in that range, bags of carrots. So I think it was like 4 people. Was it 4 people? Because it was G and his girlfriend at the time. Then, yeah, okay, and then there was 2 other dudes, and I forgot their name. So I was the 5th person, and I was working with them. I think I worked with them for like 2 days. And so they was like, you think you gonna be able to, they looked at me, they was like, you think you're gonna be able to downstack these carrots, because they're pretty heavy. And so G was telling me, he was like, you ain't got to do all that. He was like, I don't let my girlfriend handle none of this shit. So I said, I got it. And I was like, shit, this will work out for me. And I was like, if I get tired, I might slow down a little bit, but I'm gonna keep going. So he was like, okay. And so I did my motherfucking job. So I'm helping them downstack, and we just talking or whatever. And then so finally, my manager had came back to work. Now, mind you, my manager, most of our managers in the warehouse we had about, okay, they was white, okay, goddamn, because I'm not gonna keep doing this. So they were, mostly white and Hispanic. And we had like a little sprinkle. We We had a little sprinkle of, black managers. So in the warehouse, we had about, at that point in time, we had about 4 or 5, 6 maybe, black managers. And then the list started getting real short. And I don't know if I remember mentioning in part 1 about a person coming up to me and saying that HelloFresh is a sex ring. So when I say the motherfuckers started disappearing, they started disappearing because they was fooling with the employees. And one, I'm not even gonna mention his name because he already got served his karma for it. But he had gave a girl a STD. And I'm like, I got to thinking, I was like, okay, if he gave her an STD, I'm pretty sure you gave it to your wife. And I'm gonna say this. I have a very calm energy about me. So people just come up to me and tell me any and everything. Right? Some avoid me because of that reason. Because they don't want their secrets to get out. But anyway, so how I'm finding all this shit out is because, like I said, people keep coming up to me and telling me this shit. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, bitch, let me do my job. I really don't give a fuck about none of this shit. Like, stop trauma dumping on me, okay? But in the point in time, I didn't know this shit. I didn't even know about my energy. I was finding all this shit out after the fact. But anyway, so I go back, right? And I ended up meeting my lead, which was crazy because I could have been down there just already starting working because my lead was already there. I think. Wasn't he there? Child, I don't know. But, why not have me work in the spot that I'm supposed to be in if my lead is there? If my manager ain't got to be there, I can meet him another day. But anyway, so, and mind y'all, we have 2 managers. So, where was my other manager? She was in the motherfucking, what they call the bullpen. She was just in that motherfucker chilling as always. And that's what they always did. The managers, in the morning when they first come in, like when we first all come in, they'll have this meeting. And so it'll probably be like 30 minutes or so, a 30-minute meeting or whatever. And then, they come back out to the floor. So her, she was our senior manager, right? And her name is Christine. Now, mind you, when I first started working there, of course, you're supposed to meet your managers. They're supposed to introduce themselves. That's the professional way to do it. But I didn't meet her until a couple of weeks in. And then on top of that, here's the thing. So she came in, y'all. The day that I was supposed to meet her, she came in. She saw me. I wait because, I was standing there talking to one of my coworkers, right? So I'm standing there talking to her, and he was like, there go our senior manager right there. So I was like, okay. So when I'm talking about, we both looked each other in the motherfucking eyes. And that bitch looked away and walked straight to my lead. And I waved at this bitch and everything. I was like, hey, how you doing? I didn't get nothing back. I was like, oh, excuse me. My bad. I must have did something wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, it was just my spirit was fucking with her motherfucking demons. So anyway, she walked straight to the desk. So I'm talking to my coworker. I was like, oh, how rude. I was like, she's supposed to be a motherfucking manager. If I'm a new employee, you're supposed to come and introduce yourself. And I was like, am I right or am I wrong? He was like, no, you're right. He was like, she came to me and she introduced me. I mean, she introduced herself to me when I first started, and a couple of other guys. And mind y'all, I'm the only female in the part that I was working in, which was kid and replaying. And basically we bring out all the damn fruits and vegetables and seasons and have it for the people that make the kits. So this motherfucker, she didn't greet me at all. It was literally one day I had to walk up to her and introduce my goddamn self. And she was, oh, I'm sorry. She was like, she came with this stupid ass excuse as usual. But bitch, we locked eyes. You saw me the day when I spoke to you, but you ignored me. And I told her to her face, I said, no. I said, we locked eyes. You saw me. I said, but obviously I wasn't important at the moment. So I think already in that moment they knew I was gonna be motherfucking trouble. I was like, yeah, this bitch finna be some trouble. So, mind you, like I said, I'm the only female, right? So everything cool, steady for a little bit. Then that's when they want to start picking. So mind you, my lead is a black dude, older black dude, and he's a outright asshole. Now, once I found out why he was an asshole, I was trying to be a little bit more understanding. And me and him actually ended up, becoming cool. But in the beginning, I was like, yeah, this motherfucker, something wrong with him. Before I found out what happened, why he the way he is. I was like, yeah, something wrong with this motherfucker. He weird as fuck. So everybody had an issue with him because he was an asshole. Like, okay, whenever they needed, an item or whatever, they come to the desk and, ask us to order a pallet for them or a couple of pallets or however many they need. So we do that, right? So when them folks come up to the desk and ask him to order something, he got an attitude and don't want to do it. But you the fucking lead, sir. So my manager, okay, I had ended up meeting my other manager, and I forgot his damn David. That was his name. So I had ended up meeting him, and he wasn't out on the floor all the time as well. But that was because he was finding another job. He was trying to get the fuck away from there because he was tired of the senior manager, Christine. So, one particular day he had came out on the floor and he told me, he said, I told, your lead, damn, what was his name? I done forgot the man's name. Lord have mercy. Rest in peace, baby. Yeah, the man ended up passing away, okay? he did, y'all. The man passed away. But, he had my manager David had told him it'll come to me, his name. So he had ended up telling him to show me how to order products, right? So he was supposed to do it, and he didn't do it. So this one particular time, and I'm not even paying attention to the fact that these motherfuckers kept leaving me out on the floor by myself until a certain time. So I was left by myself, and people kept coming up to me and asking me to order, and I was like, I don't know how to order this stuff yet. And I was like, my lead was supposed to show me how to do it, but he still ain't did it. So I ended up going to my motherfucking manager. As soon as I came in and I saw him, I was like, hey, I said he was supposed to show me how to order, and he ain't did it yet. And I said that was a couple of days ago. So he was like, he just took a deep breath and he was like, I'll show you. So he came, and he showed me how to order. And then all of a sudden, when I am up there ordering, one of the guys, one of my coworkers, they want to come, and then, oh, well, you supposed to do it. I said, I know how to do it. I got this. I said, y'all wasn't nobody trying to show me this way before ahead of time, but now y'all want to show me. I said, I got it. David already showed me how to do it. Leave me alone. Okay. Yeah, bitch. Cause y'all got the right, wrong one, okay? So, so I was ordering stuff, right? So they literally stopped coming to him, to the lead, and asking him to order stuff. And they just would come straight to me like I'm the lead and asking me to order stuff. And then also, even like if we was out of a product and we was waiting on a truck to come in, I literally had to go back to the back and figure out what time the trailer's supposed to come in and all of this shit. Like, I'm literally acting as a lead at this point. So, back to what I was saying about how they kept leaving me on the floor by myself, right? So this one particular day, we was busy. Okay, pallets was coming in left and right because we had and majority of our recipes had potatoes in it or onions, because it, the recipe might call for some mashed potatoes, some or some fries, right? And then two, the onions. So, like, we pulling this, we like manual. We didn't have the electric pallet jacks then. We manually pulling these shits, right? So I'm jacking these bitches up and I'm pulling them. Now, the only one that the guys would really come help me with, for the most part, was the carrots. Cause them, like, even they really couldn't pull that shit by themselves. And like, we have to give a push, head start push. So, excuse me, y'all. So, like I said, we was busy and yeah, pulling pallets. And then, so like, whenever a pallet was empty, we take it. If it was broken or whatever, we had to, like, stack the broken pallets. And then once it got up to a certain amount, I think it was only like 14 high or something like that, we'd take them to the back of the warehouse. And then, you put it on the trailer with them. So, I was in the midst of, taking up all the empty pallets. And I'm noticing that it was a lot of empty pallets. So, mind y'all, okay, this, and I don't give a fuck saying this now, and I really didn't then, but there was a rule in the warehouse that we weren't supposed to wear earbuds, right? But everybody and their mama had them under their damn, either under their hoodie or their hat. So I had my music in, and when I'm listening to my music, baby, I'm flowing. Okay, ain't no stopping me. So I'm getting up the palace, and I'm kind of like singing to myself, and I had picked up this Chet palette, which is the thick blue palettes, right? So I picked this motherfucking palette up, and I just hear a big ass laughter. So I look, and it's my coworkers, all of them, and my lead standing at the desk having a good old motherfucking time while I'm over there working my ass off. Y'all, of course that shit pissed me the fuck off. So what I did was I took that pallet and I threw that bitch against the wall. So mind you, when you're in a warehouse, that sound gonna carry. So I threw that bitch against the wall, and everybody looked like, she okay? No, bitch, I'm not okay. Because what y'all not finna do is y'all not finna keep motherfucking playing with me and having me over here work while y'all stand at the motherfucking desk and have a good old time. Y'all better get y'all ass out of here and help me. So one of the guys, he came up to me, he was like, you all right? I said, fuck no, I'm not all right. I said, I'm picking up pallets, and I'm noticing y'all motherfucking ass over there standing chit chat. I said, fuck no, I'm not right. All right. Y'all better get over here and fucking help me. So motherfuckers got to moving. And then there were some days where they forgot about it. And I was like, okay, keep playing with me. Y'all gonna end up being one of these motherfucking pallets. I'm not playing. So we finally got that shit together. And then they was like, okay, she ain't the one to be motherfucking played with. So they started helping and doing what the fuck they were supposed to do. So back to this group, right? So like I said, we all hanging together at lunch. So it went from us hanging together at lunch to us started hanging out outside of work, which is a big fucking no-no. If you know, you know. Don't. Bitch, when you work at a warehouse or anywhere else, you take your ass to work, you do your job. It's okay to talk to people, but all that friendship and hanging out outside of work, it's a big fucking no-no, baby. Don't do it. Don't you do it. I don't give a fuck how much you think this person your friend or how much you think y'all cool. Them bitches will turn on you, okay? Because their intentions was not pure from the beginning. They didn't like you from the beginning. So, we started, hanging out, and we would go bowling. We'll go have a couple of drinks after work. Shit like that. Go out to eat, all it, right? So, and I'm not proud of this shit, but it happened. Shit happens, okay? So, one of the guys, remember when I told y'all about two guys that was standing there watching me? They was from the warehouse. This back when I was in production, right? The one that was trying to talk to me, but didn't want to approach me. So me and him ended up hanging out. And I'm in my early 30s. I'm probably like 31, 32. I don't know, bitch. I'm 36, so you do the math. 2021. I ain't finna do it for you. So, he's in his 50s. Now, I don't know if early, mid, or whatever. He old enough to be my daddy, okay? So, me and him started, hanging around, fooling around with each other, goddamn, fanging out. We started fanging out. So, I ended up finding out that the motherfucker was married, right? And I know y'all gonna motherfucking say, well, you should have known that he didn't have his ring on. You didn't see the little, what is it, the tan? You didn't see that? No, bitch. Because he didn't have one. And let me tell y'all why. Because when I found out, like, it was after work. One day we sitting in his truck after work. And I had brought that situation up because we was at lunch and he was on the phone with his wife. So we all at the table talking and having fun. And when he would get a call, because I'm sitting in front of him, but I'm not really just paying attention to his conversation because I'm not finna be that damn nosy. But anyway, we all sitting at the table talking. So most of the times, I'm thinking it's his daughter, not knowing it's his fucking wife. And he never like said her name. And if he did, I didn't hear it. So, like, I would hear him say, I love you, but I love you could be to any fucking body. That it could have been his daughter, like I said. So, like I said, people tell me any everything. So he told me. Like, he was telling me everything. And he was basically telling me, he said, no. He said, what I do is I take my ring off every morning. He said, I've been doing this actually from the beginning of our marriage. I was like, what the fuck? I said, what kind of marriage y'all got? I said, look, y'all. And then and this wasn't to, try and get in a relationship with him or nothing. This was just like, if you're not fucking happy, why you still in the marriage? And he literally told me from his mouth, because she basically taking care of him. And mind you, before he started working at HelloFresh too, he had just got out of jail. So, of course, she taking care of him. So, I was like, okay, cool. I said, since you're married, and he was like, the ball in your court. I was like, you damn right the ball is in my motherfucking court. Like, you gonna bring me into this shit and I don't know you fucking married? Like, that should have been the first fucking thing that I know. First of all, you shouldn't even been motherfucking even looking my way. So, I was like, I said, we can keep this going because it's already done started, and then I done took a little liking to your motherfucking ass. I said, but hear me out. I said, once I start liking somebody else and we start dating, this is over. And I'm good with that. I said, now don't let your feelings be hurt, because they gonna be hurt. And sure enough, they was motherfucking hurt. So, I ended up meeting this guy named Michael. So, this one particular day, I'm in the washroom and my you know, I'm washing my hands and I'm getting ready to put my gloves on, getting ready to go back into the warehouse. So he peeped out the door and he was talking to somebody and he saw me. And so he came out and he walked up to me. He was like, "You Yaya." And I looked at him and I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Oh," he said, "Ishmael told me to keep an eye on you." And I was like, "No, the fuck Ishmael didn't." Cause I know Israel, goddamn. Israel didn't say that. Just stop lying on Israel. He was like, he told him to keep an eye on me because he was like, Ishmael got fired. I said, no, that's a lie too. Now I said, why you lying? Because if Ishmael was fired, I would know about it. I would have known. So, I was like, I don't believe you. And he was like, no, for real. No, nigga, I don't believe you. Don't believe not a damn thing you saying. So kind of found out I was motherfucking right, as I was saying. Ishmael was not fired. I ended up seeing Ishmael. So, I don't know. We ended up talking or whatever. And he asked me for my number and I didn't want to give it to him, to be honest. And I shouldn't have. So I ended up getting his number. And I was like, I'll call you or whatever. I shot him a text or whatever. And so me and him, we started talking, right? So like I said, like I had told, his name is Ken. So like I told Ken, once I started liking somebody else, this shit is over. So I had told him, right? I said, well, me and Michael are talking. So you stay your ass over there. And so he was like, okay, that's good. He was like, I like that for you. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Y'all, tell me why that man started stalking me in the warehouse. But this is not in the moment. It happened like over time. So, like I said, we still all hanging out together, right? And so right when me and Michael had started talking, one of the managers had he was going to another job and he was making more. I'm like, and he was cool. His name was Chris. And he was cool dude. Me and him, like every time I see him, we have a little conversation, and then we go about our business. So he had invited me to his party or whatever, because he was throwing a going away party. Like, turn up, bitch, because like you getting the fuck up out of here. This is jail. So he had invited me to the party. So then go to lunch, and then I ended up, I'm warming up my food. And Michael comes to me and he tells me about the party, right? Because mind you, we just started talking. So he was like, do you know, he asking me, did I know Chris? So I'm like, yeah, I know Chris. I was like, that's my boy. And then he had cracked a joke about Chris' head, because he cracked a joke about Chris' head because Chris was bald head, but the shape of that head is just, it was giving alien, okay? But that's my dog. But if y'all motherfucking knew Chris, yeah, that head was, yeah, that was an alien shaped head, okay? So So anyway, so he invited me to his party or whatever. I was like, I know he invited me too. And so I was like, you gonna go? And then he was like, I don't know. He was like, I don't want to go because you know certain people that's going, I don't fuck with him. I was like, man, what the fuck that got to do with you going? Like, hello, sir. You ain't gonna go to a party and enjoy yourself because you don't like some people that's gonna be there. But I was like, well, come. So you know, me and you, we can hang out or whatever. So he was like, okay. So get down to the night of the party, and we there. And this is our first time like seeing each other outside of our fucking work clothes, because we covered the fuck up, and then you know your hair covered up every day. You know you don't get to see the full person. And then I think we was at that point in time, I think we was still wearing masks too. And the only time we would see each other without a mask is when we go to lunch. But anyway, so we go to the party, and he hadn't came yet. So we all sitting there, you know, we having a good time. We getting our, you know, our little drinks and ordering food, and we sitting there talking and having a good time. And then I was texting him. I was like, you know, you gonna come? And I was like, you ain't came yet. You said you was gonna come. Where you forget? I'm still at the house. Like, sound like he don't want to motherfucker come. He's like, I really don't want to. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, but you said you was gonna come so we can, you know, see each other. So we can spend a little time together. So he was like, yeah, I know. But he was like, I don't know. I don't feel like coming. I was like, you better get your motherfucking ass out that house. You done told me you was gonna come, so you better bring your ass. Bring your ass to this goddamn bar, whatever the fuck we was at. So he came, and when he came in, y'all, he was cute. I ain't gonna lie, he was cute. But why was he cute? And we're gonna get into that later. We're gonna get into that later. So instantly, I'm like, all googly eyed and shit. My little friendly, naive ass. That was me back then. Try me now, bitch. Try me now, okay? So, he come in, and then, you know, everybody speaking to him. He dapping people up. Then I get up, give him a hug. So he sit down next to me, and like I said, we all sitting there, and I don't know if he came in with a beer or he ordered one or whatever. And then we was eating, so I offered him some of the food. He being all modest and no, I'm good. Bitch, you hungry? You drank this beer, you finna eat, okay? So we sitting there, and so he got up. He was like, I'm finna go order me another beer. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we still sitting there talking, and then one of the stud that was hanging with us. Okay, so the group that always would hang together. It was me, Mimi, Candace. Hold on. I came back to another hand. Me, Mimi, Candace, Aisha, Ken, Dominique, and then a little bit later, DeAndre. And he didn't hang with us too much often. It was just every now and then. Who else was with us? I think that was about it, really. But the main group you know, that always hung together was me, Mimi, Candace, Aisha, and Ken. And so, like I said, Aisha, she was like, yeah, where Mike, you know, because we call him Mike for short. And mind y'all, it's a lot of Mikes in the fucking warehouse. So we had to go by they last name or nickname that they had in the warehouse. So, she was like, where? Look, I'm trying to come back to where I was. So anyway, oh Lord, this one pretty long. So anyway, she was like, you know, asking me where he at. I was saying, well, he said he was going to get a beer. Then I thought about it, I was like, that was some time ago. Like, it don't take that long to go get a beer. I said, I'm gonna go see where he is. So obviously he must have texted her and coerced her into asking me that so we could be alone type shit. So I go in there, and first I went to go use the restroom. Well, no, I ordered me some egg rolls and some mozzarella sticks. I love me some mozzarella sticks. I love me some mozzarella sticks, but there's too much goddamn cheese, and cheese causes mucus. So I ordered that or whatever, and it was the you know, like the Southwest what is it, Southwest chicken egg rolls from Chili's. They had them kind, and baby, they was good, fresh out the grease. So I went and ordered that, and I ordered me a beer. Now mind y'all, I never drunk beer. I tried it when I was like 13, and it was the nastiest fucking taste to me back then. So I was like, I don't like beer. But for some reason, I started drinking beer when I was hanging with these motherfuckers. If you get what I'm saying. So, anyway, cause look, some thoughts is just, they swarming in, okay? So anyway, I'm gonna end this video here, excuse me. I'm gonna end this video here, and then we're gonna go into part 3. And yes, bitch, you're gonna see me in this again, because I'm recording these videos. I'm gonna get these videos out, okay? See you in part 3.